Then you have Senator Grassley, who I met the other day, by the way, and I had a nice conversation with him. I asked him if we're going to impeach, Biden, and he sort of looked at me. And we're going to get to impeachment in a second, right? And again, folks, we did not want to go here because all of a sudden you're getting into this political football and Trump this and Biden that. Let's just stay with the facts, right? We've tried to wait for the facts. You have the plea deal that falls apart. You have the unredacted FBI investigatory form that Chuck Grassley, Senator Grassley, releases to the public. You now have the closed door Devin Archer conversation with Congress, with the committee. And it's verified that there are not only 20 times that Joe Biden, at the time, by the way, wasn't president, it was Vice President Biden, right? And you have him on video. And then you have the Hunter Biden laptop. So we're talking about rights and responsibilities here. The question now becomes, because we always talk about rights, and as I talked about in the monologue, we have the right to free speech, we have but the question is now responsibility. What is Congress's responsibility in all of this? I realize that the Republicans do not want to launch an impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden. I mean, you have the Democrats who launch an inquiry twice into Trump for impeachment with no evidence. You have a freaking mountain of evidence, hard evidence against Joe Biden of treason. And I don't say this lightly. Right. The chart, I'm not saying he committed treason. I'm saying there's enough evidence. There is enough evidence to warrant an inquiry. And understand something. The way the process works is the House has to launch the inquiry. The House is controlled by Republicans. The Republicans are already afraid they're going to have Donald Trump at the head of the ticket. And again, I don't want to get into the Trump thing. I love President Trump. That's not the point. Right. The point is in this sort of, power politics game. The Republicans do not want to launch this inquiry. And my argument to you in Congress is it's your freaking responsibility to launch an inquiry, or better yet, let's get a special prosecutor. But Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, doesn't want to do that because he'll lose control of it. But frankly, I don't see how he avoids it.
I don't see how he avoids it either.
What do you say? What do you say to all that? I mean, I know I'm ranting.
No,
I get it.
You're not ranting. Here's the thing. Our founding fathers said, if there is one thing you must impeach for, it is bribery. So when you say that there is a responsibility from Congress to do an impeachment, we are now saying we now have official evidence. It is now provable that Joe Biden committed bribery. He used influence peddling while he was vice president, and he has repeatedly lied to the American people. That is an impeachable. This is all impeachable. And so if we don't,
I got it. But understand what impeachment is. So impeachment is not a guilty verdict. Impeachment is, first there has to be an inquiry. The House has to start. They can't just say you're impeached. They have to form a committee. And
have a process and go through
like the wonderful Adam Schiff did, right?
The trial.
They have to go through the inquiry process, and then if there's enough evidence, then they vote to impeach. And impeachment doesn't remove you from office. And impeachment is an indictment, basically, and says that there's enough information to warrant a trial. That's what impeachment is. So
if the Republicans do not do that, they are a bunch of cowards, and every single one of them deserves to be removed from office. Because if we're going to do this thing, there is no more of this, we got to take the high ground. We got to take the higher ground and not do the blah, 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 blah. The cowards in the legislature, the Republican cowards, have been doing this for decades. Well, we're not going to play by their games. We're not going to do the same stuff. No, it is mutually assured destruction. If they are going to play these games.
Is that your man voice? Is that your man voice when you lower your voice like that?
I am tired of the nonsense, and I am so sick of the sucker ass whiny baby cowardice Republicans that we have either in the House or Senate. They are absolutely dead wrong if they do not bring an impeachment inquiry and impeach this guy. Dead wrong.
Well, okay. You can't say impeach the guy because the inquiry has to establish the facts. The facts are what I just gave you. Immutable facts. Let me read one last thing because you know how I love to read stuff. Well, look, the question really is, Congress, do your job. House of Representatives, do your job, regardless of if it hurts you in the long run. Do the right thing for the sake of the right thing. And that's the stuff we've gotten away from. So Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution states, the president, vice president, all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. That's all it says. It's that simple. It's not really, there's no wiggle room here. You know, there's no kind of pregnant. Either
Correct.
President Biden did these things, and now, by the way, you have this nuance thing going on where you're having some lead Democrats who I think sense blood in the water are basically saying, well, the Constitution says it has to happen while he's in office. Hell no. That's not, it says nothing about timing. In office, before office, after office, whatever. It says nothing. I read you what it says. That's the Constitution. And to my friends and colleagues who are on the Hill, who are in the House, do your job.